Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and stay tuned by clicking the bell icon. Coronation Street spoilers, child poisoned, bully trauma, and new fears for Peter. Following her previous reaction to Joseph feeling unwell, Gemma Winter, Dolly Rose Campbell, dismisses the situation, but it turns out that the lad has been poisoned, leaving her distraught and questioning her mothering skills. And elsewhere, other children are experiencing serious ordeals as the bullying campaign continues. Meanwhile, over at the Bailey household, Ed, Trevor Michael Georges, is set to take drastic action as his gambling debts spiral. Peter Barlow, Chris Gascoigne, has fears for son Simon, Alex Bain, and Nina Lucas. Molly Gallagher feels even more insecure over girlfriend Asha Allahan, Tanisha Gori. Monday, November 27. Ed's shocked as Grandad Sarge arrives early. When Ronnie suggests a big family meal out, insisting they'll pick up the tab, Ed secretly panics. Having taken out a payday loan, Ed scans the racing pages. As the Baileys gather in the bistro, Ed surreptitiously watches the racing on his phone, while Sarge makes digs about his business brain. Dee Dee quietly explains to Joel that Sarge thinks they lost their house because of a bad business decision, not Ed's gambling. Having lost his bet, Ed sweats. Ronnie pays for lunch, telling Ed he can give him half later. Ed finds Tony and admits he can't pay him because he's a gambling addict and has lost all his money. As Ronnie approaches, Ed begs Tony not to say anything. Will he reveal all? Joseph tells Gemma he doesn't feel well, but Gemma's skeptical, aware she overreacted the last time. But when Chesney's called out of work to pick him up from school, he berates Gemma for not realizing he was ill. When Chesney suggests she's not coping, Gemma takes offense and, branding herself a terrible mother, slams out. Liam tries to pull a sickie, but Maria's having none of it. In the school corridor, Mrs. Crawshaw overhears Liam quizzing Dylan about the vapes. She orders Dylan to her office whilst Mason glares at Liam. In the cafe, Shona's sick of Lauren being constantly on her phone. When she later catches her at the precinct rather than her call center job, a guilty Lauren makes out she swapped shifts. What is she up to? Peter finds a morose Simon propping up the bar. Peter urges him not to let one setback ruin his aspirations. Wednesday, November 29. As Gemma prepares for their early Christmas, Chesney remarks that Joseph still seems unwell. On Bernie's advice, Gemma makes Joseph drink lavender tea in the hope it will perk him up. But when Joseph passes out, Chesney's horrified and calls an ambulance. In the hospital, the doctor tends to Joseph whilst Chesney blames himself, wishing he'd listened to Gemma all along. The doctor drops the bombshell that Joseph's been poisoned. Chesney and Gemma reel in shock. Lauren presents Max with a new watch to thank him for all he's done for her. Max is bowled over but worries that she's spent too much. Lauren makes out she's been given a promotion at the call center. Sabrina corners Lauren and tells her she was out of order buying Max a watch and needs to stop playing games. Sarge makes himself very much at home to Ed's annoyance. When Sarge admits that his business is struggling and he needs to borrow £2,000, Ronnie assures him that he and Ed can lend him the money. Ed masks his rising panic. George can see Liam as being bullied at school and tries to get him to open up by talking about his own experiences. George shares his concerns with Gary. Asha suggests to Nina they have a night out in town, but when she reveals she's already arranged to meet her college friends, Asha tells her not to cancel as she'll meet Isla instead. Nina kicks herself. Adi reckons they should both make more of an effort to get to know each other's friends. Bernie counts the day's takings at the cafe and realizes they're £80 short. Friday, December 1. With the Christmas lunch in full swing with Paul, Billy, Bernie, Gemma, and the quads having a great time, the mood is killed when Chesney and Joseph return home from the hospital with a child protection officer who wants to interview Gemma. With everyone out of the house, Caitlin questions a horrified Gemma and suggests that she may have poisoned Joseph on purpose. Max returns the watch to Lauren and explains that it's too generous a gift and he can't accept it. Shona listens, mildly suspicious. In the cafe, Bernie tells Shona about the missing £80 from the till. Shona confronts Lauren and accuses her of stealing the money to buy the watch and suspends her. Lauren's horrified. Lauren tells Shona she doesn't need the job as she has a rich boyfriend. Max and Sabrina head round to Lauren's flat with cake and cider. Nina assures Asha that she's looking forward to lunch with Isla and her senior colleague, Miles, as it's time they got to know each other's friends. Nina arrives at Speed Doll in time to hear Asha bigging up her to Miles of Isla and explaining that she's a budding fashion designer. In the flower shop flat, Billy shows Paul the Christmas jumpers he's bought, determined they get into a Christmassy mood for lunch at No 5. Crystal calls at the bistro and invites Ryan to join her at a new bar in town later. Ryan's delighted. Ryan takes a call offering him a job. He's taken aback and quickly covers in front of Leanie. Sarge returns to No 3 laden down with Christmas presents. He explains to Ed that they didn't cost much, but he couldn't see his family go without. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share.